everyone, Meteorologist Kerrin Jeromin with this week's SnoCountry SnoCast. We thank you as always for popping in here on SnoCountry.com to check out what's cooking across North America for ski conditions. And of course, we're heading into a big holiday weekend, President's Day weekend, so that should bring out a lot of locals, but also a lot of tourists. You got to know where to find the best conditions. Now, in the Northeast, it's been just on a roll here. We've had a few storms, brought us some good snow as of the last week, and there's one more storm Wednesday to Thursday that should bring some good snow for the upcoming weekend. And out west, it's also going to be quite active with not one, not two, but three systems to monitor. So let's kind of dig in here, and I'll show you first the snow depth across the country. This as of February 15th. It's kind of been in flux because of temperature fluctuations out west and rising snow levels. The east has definitely packed on a good amount of snowfall for a lot of the ski resorts. That does include eastern Canada as well. So again, we're kind of on a roll there in the east, racking up the snow depth. Now looking forward to the forecast, we'll talk first about the east and the Midwest. And again, I mentioned one more storm in this train. This one's going to be from Wednesday into Thursday. You're looking at a forecast model, the GFS model, American model, of a coastal storm that kind of hooks its way into the Canadian Maritimes, and on the back side of that you're going to pick up kind of a north wind, maybe even northwesterly through Friday. So that will especially allow some of those north and northwest mountains of Vermont, New York, and New Hampshire to pick up some additional snowfall through the end of the week, not to mention the overall storm itself, the more widespread snow that's going to come, especially in New Hampshire and Maine, from your Thursday into Friday. This is the forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, notice that little bullseye right here across northeast of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine should be some great conditions. I've highlighted just a few regions which I think will be great here, including in New Hampshire, Loon, Cranmore, Attitash. All these areas are going to get some pretty deep snow through your Thursday, and then cold enough conditions linger to Friday and perhaps the start of the weekend to make some really great conditions. One thing to watch out for in the east, you're looking at the temperature anomaly. So all the red colors here mean warmer than average. Notice that starts to take over in the Midwest on Friday and then kind of pushes its way into the Northeast, where we'll probably have daytime temperatures at or above the freezing mark. So for some people that may be good. Means the snow's kind of soft. You might be able to ditch a layer, but it does mean that snow's going to start to pack a little bit and kind of melt over the weekend. But again, holiday weekend should be decent conditions for us through there. Let's go to the west now, where we continue to have these really juicy Pacific storms. We've got three here, one rolling in Thursday to Friday into California. The first one is actually going to be a system that just kind of hangs up here in the Gulf of Alaska, pumps in a round of moisture. Second storm is then Friday, which goes into California, which is going to bring some really wet conditions to the valleys. Again, unfortunately, it's been kind of a problem with all the flooding, but across the highest peaks of the Sierra, we'll get some snow, and the third system takes us to early next week, probably Monday of next week. That one also kind of a more Pacific northwesterly track. So that will tend to vary our snow levels and snow locations. That's why it's kind of tough to put a blanket amount here on the best areas for the west, because it's just like storm after storm and the snow levels are in flux. So kind of check with your local area, check with your local National Weather Service office to find out where the best conditions may be for you. This is just a quick snapshot of the snowfall through the end of the week, through Friday, February 17th. And again, you'll notice some of those higher elevations of the Sierras tend to get snow, whereas it's going to be a very fine line for rainfall the lower in elevation you go. Cascades and also up into Idaho could have some good snow there. Again, this is only through Friday. We've got another storm over the weekend and another early next week, which will tend to push more snow here into the interior Rockies. Here are some of your best bets just through this map through Friday. Higher you go, the better, because of those flux and snow levels. And so again, that's kind of a look at your east and west. Do note Canada also gets some good snow with all of these systems, which you can read on to find out more about. As always, wanted to thank those Linden State College students, Christopher, Amanda, and Scott, for your weekly contributions. Greatly appreciate it. Until next time, readers, we will see you next Wednesday for SnoCast.